In life, challenges are inevitable. Each day brings its own set of trials and tribulations, moments that test our resilience and fortitude, and sometimes it can feel as if the weight of the world is pressing down upon us. Yet, within these moments of hardship, there lies a profound opportunity, a chance to shift our perspective, to seek out the glimmers of hope that shine even in the darkest corners, and to discover the lessons and growth that adversity has to offer. Looking for the good in the bad is not a denial of reality, nor is it an attempt to diminish the pain we endure. Rather, it is an invitation to recognize that every experience, no matter how challenging, carries within it the seeds of transformation. When faced with disappointment, loss, or struggle, our minds naturally gravitate toward what's missing, what's broken, and what's gone wrong. But if we pause and examine the situation more deeply, we often find that there are positives woven into the fabric of adversity. Perhaps a setback teaches us patience, a failure reveals a new direction, or a loss brings us closer to those we love. These are the silver linings, the subtle gifts that hardship bestows upon us, if only we are willing to look for them. Finding the happy in the sad is a practice rooted in gratitude and mindfulness. Sadness is an emotion that visits us all, sometimes unexpectedly and sometimes with lingering persistence. It may arrive in the wake of disappointment or dwell in the shadows of loss. Yet even amidst sadness, moments of happiness can be found. The laughter shared with a friend during a difficult time, the comfort of a familiar song, or the beauty of a sunset at the end of a trying day. These instances remind us that joy is not absent, even when sorrow is present. By tuning into these moments, we can nurture our spirits and cultivate a sense of hope, gradually shifting our focus from what hurts to what heals. Pain, both physical and emotional, is a universal human experience. It can be overwhelming, consuming our thoughts and sapping our energy. But within pain, there is potential for gain. Adversity pushes us to our limits, revealing strengths we didn't know we had and encouraging us to grow in ways we never imagined. Pain can teach empathy, making us more attuned to the suffering of others. It can foster resilience, helping us develop coping skills that serve us throughout our lives. And sometimes, pain propels us toward change, inspiring us to seek out healthier habits, stronger relationships, or new paths. By reframing pain as a catalyst for growth, we transform it from something to be feared into something that can empower and enlighten. Gratitude is the antidote to hatred and bitterness. When life feels unfair or unkind, when we encounter injustice or betrayal, it's easy to become consumed by negative emotions. Hatred can fester, poisoning our minds and hearts. But gratitude offers a way out, a means to focus on what we have rather than what we lack. By identifying the things, large and small, that bring us joy or comfort, we shift our attention from grievance to appreciation. The warmth of a loving embrace, the peace of a quiet morning, the satisfaction of a job well done, these are the moments that remind us of the goodness that exists, even when the world feels harsh. Gratitude softens the edges of pain and opens the door to healing, fostering a spirit of kindness toward ourselves and others. In the journey of life, perspective is everything. Our experiences are shaped not just by what happens to us, but by how we interpret and respond to those events. Optimism is not about ignoring difficulties or pretending that everything is perfect. It is about acknowledging the full spectrum of our emotions and experiences, while choosing to focus on possibility and hope. When we practice looking for the good in the bad, the happy in the sad, the gain in the pain, and the reasons to be grateful rather than hateful, we cultivate a mindset that is both resilient and compassionate. This mindset does not develop overnight. It requires intention, effort, and practice. Sometimes it is easier to dwell on what hurts, to fixate on what's wrong, or to nurse feelings of resentment. But each time we choose to seek out the positive, we strengthen our ability to cope with adversity and enhance our overall well-being. Over time, these choices add up, creating a foundation of inner strength that supports us through life's inevitable ups and downs. Consider for a moment the story of someone who has faced significant hardship. Perhaps they lost a job, endured a painful breakup, or struggled with illness. Initially, the experience may have felt overwhelming, leaving them feeling defeated or hopeless. But as time passed, they began to notice the small blessings that emerged from the struggle. A newfound sense of independence, a deeper appreciation for health, or the unwavering support of friends. These positives did not erase the pain, but they did offer a pathway toward healing. In time, the hardship became not just a chapter of suffering, but a source of wisdom and growth. We all have the capacity to reframe our experiences in this way. It starts with awareness, recognizing when we are slipping into patterns of negativity and consciously choosing to seek out the positive. It continues with reflection, taking time to identify the lessons, blessings, and moments of joy that coexist with difficulty. And it flourishes with gratitude, expressing thanks for the good that remains, even when life is challenging. It is important to remember that this practice is not about forced positivity or denying genuine emotions. Sadness, anger, and frustration are natural responses to adversity, and acknowledging them is a vital part of the healing process. But by balancing these emotions with a search for meaning, happiness, and gratitude, we create space for resilience and hope to grow. Sometimes the good in the bad is subtle, a lesson learned the hard way, a new relationship forged in the fires of struggle, or a shift in perspective that opens new possibilities. Sometimes, the happy in the sad is fleeting, a moment of laughter in the midst of tears, or a fond memory that brings comfort during difficult times. The gain in pain may be slow to reveal itself, requiring patience and perseverance. And gratitude may feel distant at first, especially when life feels unfair. But with time and practice, these positives become more accessible, and we learn to carry them with us, even in the face of adversity. Our lives are shaped by the stories we tell ourselves. When we choose to seek out the good, the happy, the gain, and the gratitude, we rewrite our stories in ways that empower and uplift us. We become more than victims of circumstance. We become architects of our own resilience, and in doing so, we inspire others to do the same. This approach to life is not reserved for the few. It is available to everyone. No matter how difficult our circumstances, we can always find something to be grateful for, some measure of happiness, some lesson or growth. It may be the love of family and friends, the beauty of nature, the satisfaction of progress, or the simple joy of being alive. These are the treasures that adversity cannot take away. By cultivating this mindset, we also become more compassionate toward others. We recognize that everyone is fighting their own battles, facing their own challenges, and seeking their own sources of hope. When we look for the good in the bad, we become more understanding, more forgiving, and more supportive. We become a source of light in the lives of those around us, helping to lift them up when they are struggling. In moments of doubt or despair, remember that you have the power to choose your perspective. You can seek out the good, even when it feels hidden. You can find happiness, even when sadness is present. You can embrace the gain, even when pain is overwhelming. And you can practice gratitude, even when hatred threatens to take root. Life is a journey, filled with both joy and sorrow, triumph and defeat. Along the way, we will encounter moments that challenge us and moments that uplift us. By choosing to focus on the positives, we equip ourselves to face whatever comes with grace and resilience. We learn to celebrate the beauty that exists, even amidst hardship, and to cherish the lessons that adversity provides. So the next time you find yourself in a difficult situation, pause and ask yourself, what good can I find here? What happiness can I hold on to? What gain can I discover in this pain? And most importantly, what can I be grateful for right now in this moment? The answers may surprise you, and they may offer comfort and strength when you need it most. Embracing this perspective is not always easy, but it is always worthwhile. It transforms obstacles into opportunities, suffering into strength, and bitterness into gratitude. It allows us to live more fully, more joyfully, and more compassionately, both toward ourselves and others. Remember, every day is a chance to look for the good, to find the happy, to seek the gain, and to practice gratitude. These choices shape our lives, define our character, and determine our legacy. So let us make them wisely, and let us encourage others to do the same. In doing so, we create a world that is kinder, more hopeful, and more resilient, a world where the good is always worth seeking, even in the midst of the bad.